Hello builders! I hope you like monkeys, because today we got monkeys for ya. Capuchin monkeys to be exact. Continuing with our old theme of the Aztec jungles, it's an old ruined building that's been reclaimed by the jungle. What a shocker, eh? But anyways, I digress. Let's get on with the building. Here we just have doing a little circle dome, and it's basically going to end up looking like a miniature version of my lemur habitat. The trick to doing any circle building is just copy pasting it and trying to get all the layers to match up, as you can see right here with me doing this with the top part. And I added a little pane of glass because I wanted a little bit more light inside, because I wanted to have a lot of vegetation and plants to grow. And here's a building tip for you. If you ever work on something and it's just not working, don't be afraid to change it. Doubling down on a bad decision just never works out in the end. It's better to just take the time, step back, and rework it. And there's some solemn stone soul advice for you for the day. You're welcome. And with a couple iterations of copy pasting done, final touches, the dome is complete. Now I just have to figure out where I want to put it. I feel like my signature move at this point now is just building a lovely little dome with a tree growing out the middle of it. I believe this is the third one I have in the park now. And of course, I didn't want to just have a boring old guest gate entrance for this habitat, so we had to decorate this up to make it look a little bit more flashy. And with the guest entranceway complete, it's time to put a name on this exhibit. You end up with the name Capuchin Gardens. Now we can just decorate it with a few of these little leaf pieces and some monkeys. The next step now is to work on this little exterior viewing area so guests walking by can see the monkeys sleeping and relaxing without the monkeys seeing them back. Of course, when it was done, I had to figure out where I was going to attach it to the building. Moving around quite a lot, but ultimately I settled on the back end of the habitat. And with the placement set, it came about time to fit it in. Walls had to come out, new walls had to go in, and made a little pass for the monkeys to move in and out of the area. It's taken a while building this zoo to finally get confident with my climbing frames, but I'm just slowly getting there. I still think I have a lot of work to do with my climbing frames, but it's working out. Particularly like in this little tree we came up in the middle of the sleeping area for the monkeys to jump and play on. Of course, when you're merging in two buildings together like this, there's always a little bit of work that needs to be done. A few little holes and gaps that always need to be adjusted. It's essential work, but it needs to get done, so it looks nice. And now with the buildings and the pathing all set up, it's time to do the exterior fence. I opted to do just a stone fence, and then we put glass in, and then I'll decorate with ruins later, to really make it fit the theme of the Aztec jungles. And remembering our train, we had to make supports for it, as the train will be going through the entire area, and eventually going through the entire park. So what better supports for it than all the temple ruin pieces? And yes, building your train over ruins doesn't seem structurally sound, but hey, look at that, I put some supports in. That looks structurally sound, right? You feel safe driving that train? Hopefully you do. I love putting natural sources of water for the animals to come and drink from. So of course I had to add this little stream here the monkeys come and quench their thirst with. And taking a little break from the exterior decorating, I quickly step inside and start working on a little treehouse for our little monkey buddies. I want the monkeys to get outside without having to walk through the sleeping area or through the guest path, so we come in and also add in a few little holes in the wall. And usually at this stage, before I get too crazy with all the rocks and foliage, I want to make sure at least all the toys and feeding enrichment items for the animals are in place, which will allow us to decorate around them. And now that we have all the toys and climbing frames for our Capuchin monkeys, it's time to come in and add in all the trees. You always have to be careful with the trees, however, when you're dealing with monkeys, because they can climb them, obviously, and they can escape. I know in Planet Zoo you can always disable climbing on certain objects, but I like to go for a little bit of realism. I don't try to put these trees near the edges of the habitat. When dealing with climbing animals, I also like to make sure that they can move around their entire exhibit without touching the ground as much as possible. The Capuchin monkeys can then move from their sleeping area all the way around the interior dome and exterior and come back around to the other entrance of their sleeping area without touching the ground if they ever so want. Now with most of the work done, it's time to add in the Capuchin monkeys. Now that gives me a chance to finally figure out where they can escape from, because I knew there was going to be a few escape attempts. And you know, maybe some guests don't want to enter in the garden. I don't know why you wouldn't. I'd want to enter in. I'm sure you would want to go in. Who wouldn't want to go hang out with some monkeys? Anyways, we end up adding in a few little windows here so guests walking by can look inside and see what they're missing out on. And do you remember what we called this place? It was Capuchin Gardens. There's two key ingredients of that. One, it's of course the capuchin monkeys. Two, it's a garden. So we gotta make it look like a garden. We're gonna come in here and add in all the flowers and beautiful vegetation. And lastly, all that's left is just come decorate the outside of the exhibit. Maybe a few finishing touches on the inside as well. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe and do all those YouTube thingies. And feel free to also join me over on Twitch, where I am building this zoo that will house every animal in the game when it's done. I usually work on this zoo most nights over on Twitch, so feel free to click and check out my schedule. So I'll leave you guys there with one final flyby of this exhibit. Have a good one, and happy building everyone!